there we go. Another very, I mean, shit, this is a nice-ass morning. I'm talking clear skies, semi-warm. It's like maybe 67 or something. 68. This is nice. This is a good start. So plan now, go hit 30 minutes of cardio, and get in the sauna. The sauna has actually been closed at the one of the gyms that I go to, really the only one that has one, because, well, they were, I don't know what they were doing. They're doing something with the pool. They were like retiling it, refinishing it, something or other to it, just to get it sorted, or just to fix it. I don't know. It's like a yearly thing. But I do not mind post-cardio sauna. There's just something about it, you know. I mean, it's definitely doing something. Like it's definitely enough of a difficult thing to do where I would consider it into the threshold of like a bodily stressor, where, you know, it's like, what's going to do more for you? Doing a very light, breezy walk, you know, 2 mile, like my regular walking pace is probably 2 mile an hour. Maybe, not 1.5. I might break into 1.5 territory. If I'm walking somewhere, I'm not going 3. I'm not going 3.5. I'm going slow. So for me to do that versus like even just double speed, 3 mile an hour, minor incline on a treadmill, the one that's more intense is going to be doing more for you, right? So when it comes to, I think that's a little bit of a gauge of how I decide whether or not things are actually doing anything. It's like, okay, is it hard? Yes. That's probably an indicator it's going to do something. You know, it's not a guarantee, but I think it's a decent indicator. So I'm going to start off regular cardio, 300 or so calories in half an hour. That's kind of about my sweet spot. But I've been doing that for a while. It used to be like getting to 300 would I'd kind of be pedaling a little extra hard. But now that I'm a bit bigger and stronger, I can really amp the difficulty up at least like one notch. And then that puts me more like a 350 calories burned in 30 minutes kind of situation. And I'm not sitting here pedaling like I'm on a bike sprint on the last couple minutes of a marathon. Like, it's just a very brisk, constant pedal where it doesn't actually start off hard at all. Like, really, you're almost kind of waiting for it to feel hard. And once it does, you're like, oh, now I get it. Now I understand. But nothing wild, right? Nothing freaking wild. And then, adding the sauna post-cardio I like. After a workout, not so sure it's going to be as beneficial, because after I'm done working out, my whole thing is now I want to recover, right? I'm not going to, that's why I like cardio in the morning and not after a workout, because if I do anything to stress myself out, like, I'm not saying mentally, like physically, after a workout, you know, after you're done working out, you want to jump straight to recovery. You want to get home, chill, eat some food, you know, get that kind of recovery process started. But either way, 30 minutes on there. I'll see how many minutes I'm going to sit in the sauna for. I don't push it. And like 15 is usually my most. But since I haven't done it for a while, I might be feeling it at 10. So we'll see. We will most certainly see. And word of warning, of course, anybody who's going to freaking go wild in the sauna, maybe just don't do that. Maybe don't try to do an hour or think that it's going to help you burn a whole bunch of body fat, or you know how to respect the sauna. But I'll see you for a little post sauna cardio pose down, and then we can get home and freaking eat something. So I'll bring you guys along for breakfast. So let's just jump straight to that posing room once I'm done. All right, I left the microphone in the car, but we're good. So 30 minutes on the bike. Actually, it was like a seated pedaler. It was almost like if you took an elliptical and a seated bike, and you know, they popped out a little something else, and that's a bit of in between. But regular difficulty, 350-ish calories in 30 minutes, sweating, good. Combine that with a little sauna action, and then whoop-de-doo, right? And I was freaking drenched, so I made sure to bring a good, healthy amount of water with a couple of electrolytes inside, just to, you know, make sure I don't totally kill my hydration game just from sweating. But let's see how we're looking here with an empty stomach. Oh, goodness. Let's see how my vacuum game is. It's not like insane right now, but it will improve. The less food and the less body fat I got around this area, the wilder that a vacuum will look. Oh my goodness. All right. So, honestly, not an insanely difficult gym trip. You know, as much as we're going to hype up, like, oh, you know, it's, you know, skipping cardio, whatever. Come on, not cool. I was at Costco and I saw a personal sauna, like $1,700, but it's a little bit alluring. Might make me interested in kind of at least looking into the option. Because really, half the reason I even come in here instead of just doing the bike at home is so I can go into the sauna afterward. So if I can just skip the middleman, put a little sauna in the basement next to the seat of the bike, that might be the trick. That might be the trick. But either way, I'll keep you updated. Let's go eat something. There we go. Yeah, not the longest little clip, but this is getting us back on track to the regular, you know, future day kind of schedule. Yeah, I'll tell you something. It's hard to beat an outdoor meal. It's hard to beat sitting outside and grubbing on something. And I definitely want to make use of it while it's a little bit warmer, you know, before it actually kind of cools down. I just want to sit inside for, you know, unless you actually want to go out into the snow or whatever. But this is now breakfast, so technically meal one. Not a full day of eating, but one meal worth of eating. 8 whole eggs, so that's putting me at what? So 8 times 6. 48? 8 times 6. 5, yeah, so 48 grams of protein, but 40 grams of fats, right? Because, I mean, each egg in itself, 6 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat, right? It's not like a super low calorie kind of protein source. But I'm not exactly concerned with that right now because I'm still easing into this off season, or this dieting season. So it's not as though I have to keep my fats at like just a totally flat 50 for the whole day. They can kind of be a little bit on the higher end. This freaking bee will get out of here. But it's something you're going to have to, you know, keep in mind when it comes to protein sources. I mean, there's you got a million choices. You know, you can sit here and spam some freaking canned tuna, like I would recommend. Maybe not every meal, you know, mercury, whatever, but canned chicken, sardines. I mean, there's like a freaking million. But I'm always looking at it as though it's always like a plus and minus for each protein, right? With eggs, full yolk, well, they're fattier. They taste better. Whites, super lean. But you're missing out on all the omega, you know, fatty acids and everything else that actually makes the egg more of like a nutritionally dense food. Then you got ground beef of, okay, what kind of leanness is it going to be? I got to get extra lean. I got to, you know, but at the end of the day, as long as it's under that umbrella of what I'd call a base animal protein, you're pretty much solid, right? You're never going to go wrong with a beef, with a red meat, with fish, eggs. I mean, even dairy too. It'll maybe look at how you respond to whatever kind of lactose or things. I've chilled out a bit on my whey intake. I've actually broken into having some beef protein powder, where it's like beef based, which is like super silly. At that point, I'd rather just eat ground beef or like a steak or something. I don't need to break it down like that. But it's more so kind of picking proteins that actually work for you. You know, I mean, I'll talk about how I'm eating my can of ground beef, and I'll get freaking hated on because it's like, or no, can of ground turkey, or no, what the hell am I even saying? Canned chicken. And I'll say that, and then I'm getting hit in the comments. It's like, dude, why would you eat that shit? What the hell? And it's like, well, for me, it works. Sit down, buddy. Oh, whatever. But it's very convenient. I don't mind. It's got a little bit of a higher salt content because I'm already drinking a ton of fluids to counteract that. You know, it's going to work, right? But let's say somebody just totally hates eggs. Let's say eggs completely throws this guy off his game. I don't want to eat them, they're gross. Well, then you don't have to, right? Replace it with something else. Replace it with like a big hunk of just straight up turkey breast from Costco, where it's like vacuum sealed, 5 pounds. You can cut off 8-ounce slices each time you need it. When it comes to the protein intake, I'm not so picky. I'm a little bit more picky with just making sure that the ones that I pick actually work. And by work, get out of here, I mean like they are enjoyable for me. For me to sit here and eat 50 grams of protein of maybe like a plain tilapia or just like a plain egg white or just something, and I don't like it, well then it's going to turn that meal into a chore. And that's not what I want to do here. I want these meals to be seamless. I want them to, obviously fit the caloric needs that I need them to be. So if I'm bulking up, I need this bowl of eggs would probably be the same, but instead of just one bagel, I'd probably be sitting here with like 3 with a bunch of extra cream cheese or whatever. But as much as I need it to fill that need, it also has to fill like my subjective needs of, okay, I need this meal to taste good. I need to actually enjoy sitting down and eating it so that it doesn't like just kind of burn me out. I'm not going to want to diet that hard if all my meals suck, But I'm gonna sit here and enjoy, and I'll see you for the lift later tonight, which is gonna be arms. So get ready for it.